Hey, shalom to the elect. I'm going to start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. What I said was all the praises, honor, and glory belongs to Yahweh, who is the Heavenly Father, in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, who is the Messiah, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, every well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Okay, and this lesson is going into I saw, what the Elderman Adazakba had posted up about this guy Alazar, saying that we could expect to see the Lord return anywhere from between now to 1,000 years. So that ultimately implies that he believes this place could go on for 1,000 years. And that's just not true. Okay, that's just not true, man. All right. So I have, some scriptures here, some prophecy, right, that I'm gonna be going through this lesson. And hey, man, Lord willing, is edifying to the elect. All right. So bear with me 1 second, Slocky. Yawning and stuff is 2:37, so it was early in the morning. So walk a shot, bear with me, man. All right. But Daniel 7, right, is one of the chapters, and it says vision of the four beasts, which these beasts are not literal beasts. Okay. These are kingdoms. Okay. Four major empires that would be on the earth before the kingdom of heaven would come. All right. And you know, and then you got the little horn, which is America. So I'm gonna read, some of this, and I'm gonna get some other scriptures. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. It's straight simple. So Daniel 7, starting at verse 7. It says, after this I saw the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, right? And this beast represents the ancient Roman Empire. Okay. So it said it had great iron teeth because when you look at ancient Rome had a lot of iron within their armory and in their weaponry. Okay. They were involved, they had a lot of iron within those things. It says it devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. All right. And it was different because, due to its form of government. Now, this is the first Maccabees 8, right? And verse 1, it says, now Judas had heard of the Romans. And I'm not going to read all the way down to verse 14 and 15. I'm just getting context. It says, now Judas had heard of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them, right? So, pretty much, this is talking about the Romans, okay? Now, let's jump down to verse 14. It says, and this is going to their form of government, 14 through 16. Right? It says, yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. All right. So basically, this is how. Well, this is how the. Yeah, this is how the ancient Roman Empire was diverse from all the kingdom. Well, the beasts that were before it. The different kingdoms. This is how, due to its government, the Roman Empire, they didn't have a form of They didn't have it to where a king would pass. The rulership was to a king, and then he would pass down the crown to his son. You know, they had the Senate House. They had all of that. And it sounds like a lot like America. And America's Rome coming back. Rome revives pretty much. All right. Then it says that it had 10 horns, which the 10 horns go into the, certain different Germanic tribes, right? But now verse 8. Okay. Now it says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, which is America. It says, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And long story short, right, when you look at, word, like three of the Germanic tribes, where they at, we're dwelling at around in Europe. Okay, those places, like for example, Spain, the UK, and around the area of France, where the Franks were, you know, we know that those places were involved within, the forming of America. They were involved. You had the Spanish American War, and the French American War, and the British American War. Okay, you know, so that's why it says, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And those three horns is talking about is the Spanish, the French, and the British. But yeah, okay. So this little horn represents America. It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. Okay. So this is talking about America, this little horn. Okay. Now the thing is, right, according to prophecy, right, once again, you would have these four major empires that would be on the earth. All right. And then you have this little horn. And then after this little horn is destroyed, the kingdom of heaven comes. You see? And the thing is, being that this little horn is America, we're living in the very last major kingdom or empire on earth before the kingdom comes. So we're definitely at the end. Okay. So jumping down, right? This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 11. It says, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. Okay. I beheld them because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. And it's talking about what? The little horn. Okay. Which is what? America. It says, I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. Now, the thing is, right, this beast is still talking about America. The beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. Because according to Bible prophecy, the way America is destined to be destroyed. And it's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right. You see? And on that day is when Yahweh Shai returns. The Messiah will make his second return to this world. Okay. So we're living in this last horn. All right. We're living in this little horn. Slack. That's what I meant to say. We're living in this little horn, all right, which is the last empire before Yahweh Shai returns. Okay. The thing is, man, it's not going to look. We're living in the end. All right. We see, and the thing is, according to prophecies, you have Trump and Elon Musk, in cahoots with each other now, and everybody knows Elon Musk is just. Everybody knows Elon Musk is for the Caragua. Okay, his company is literally making him. His company is literally named Neuralink. All right, we know that the MOTB is an end time prophecy. All right, let me just see if Google has anything on that. What is end time prophecy? It says many prophecies in the Bible point to Yahweh's first coming as the Messiah. But when we are referring to end time prophecy, we're looking at verses that point to the time before Yahweh's second coming and what God has planned for us after. Okay. Oh, Salakia. I'm going to click that. All right. Let me type this in. It is the Mark and end time prophecy. Let's type this in. See what they'll say. We know it is, but I just want to see what they say. Look, there we go. Yes, the MOTB, which as we all should know, is the micro C hit, right? It says yes, the MOTB is considered an end time prophecy in the Bible, specifically found in the book of Revelation, where it symbolizes a sign of allegiance to an evil power. It's often interpreted as the Antichrist, but it's not. There's not going to be one man, as an anti. It's not that Antichrist. That's an off doctrine. Okay, that some man is going to be. You know how Christianity says it. All right, but the evil, that allegiance to the evil power, you take that charagma, you're pretty, you're saying that you want to be this devil's slave forever. You're pretty much giving yourself to the so-called white man. Because I mean, it is his mark, right? So, but it says that will be prevalent, which prevalent. Right, let's do a quick search on my phone. I heard this word before, I forgot what it meant. But prevalent, meaning widespread in a particular area or at a particular time. It says that will be prevalent during the final days before the end of the world. It is seen as a way to identify those who have chosen to follow this power rather than God. Okay? So, but it says, yes, the MOTB is considered an end time prophecy in the Bible. All right? And yeah, the MOTB is an end time prophecy, because when you look at the scriptures, it talks about how those that pretty much the elect will be martyred, before taking it. Slakia, not well, that was off. Slakia. Once again, man, Slakia, bear with me. It's 2:48 in the morning. My brain is not working too properly, but pretty much what I meant to say was, the elect are going to get martyred, and then, for this truth and for not taking the MOTB, all right? It's an end time prophecy. We all know Yahweh Shai is going to come back and, pretty much raise the elect up who also have been martyred, okay? So the MOTB is an end time prophecy, man, okay? Let me see what else it says here. So we know we at the end, okay? We know we're at the end, and Elon, because look, how do you think there's a possible another 1,000 years of this, please? Don't you see nuclear missiles being made? Trump and Elon Musk are in cahoots with each other. You got war brewing out in the Middle East as we speak. You got chariot sightings all over the world. You got talks of a societal collapse. How in the world do you think that there can be another 1,000 years of America in existence? That's not true. You see? Things are moving too fast. You got to be able to recognize the times you live in. Okay? It says key points about the MOTB. It says, I'll get to this one. In time context, it says the prophecy appears in the book of Revelation, which is primarily focused on describing events leading up to the end of the world. All right. So this is the MOTB, man. It's a prophecy. It's an end time prophecy. There's no getting around that. Okay. With the charagma is an end time prophecy, man. All right. Which is, once again, if you don't know what the MOTB is, it's the CHIP. It's this right here, not this grain of rice. It's just a little bigger than a grain of rice. It's just comparing it, but this MOTB, and they once they try to put this under your skin, and once they try to put this in your flesh, you're going. Let me just say when they try to, but if you take it, you're going at all, anywhere in your body. All right. You're consider yourself dead if you actually take it. Okay? There's going to come a time where you're going to have to resist and not take it, right? If you do take it, there is no repentance for you, and you will be destroyed. Point blank. Period. You know, this is the end time prophecy. But let me get this because I wanted to get this as well. Revelation 17. All right, and guess what? Because that man Alazar said doomsday prophets, right? And Revelation 17 in the Blue Letter Bible is subtitled "The Doom of Babylon." Okay, that's the thing about the scriptures, man. Right? Because a lot of people think scriptures is all just uh, peaches and cream. Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Ezekiel, the second chapter, right? And starting in verse 9, it says, "And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein," in representing the Bible, right? Verse 10, "And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe." And that's all, things that resemble grief, okay, and destruction. All right, let me get this in the NLT. So it says in the NLT. NLT, it says, which he unrolled, right? It says, "And I saw that both sides were covered with funeral songs, words of sorrow, and pronouncements of what? Of doom." Okay. And that's, for the most part, is what's in the Bible, right? It's not all that's in there. Okay. But, the scriptures, that's part of what's in there. It's a lot of what's in there. And that's just what it is. All right. And yes, we're going to prophesy about the downfall of this place as well. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." See? So basically, right, the prophets of old, they have prophesied against, different great kingdoms and everything. All right, against it, not for it, but against it. All right. And the prophets are back prophesying against Babylon the Great, okay, and the power and rulership of the so-called white man. All right. So let me read this Revelation 17. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but pretty much Babylon the Great is America. Okay. Even in the first two verses, it tells you. All right. Well, we say verse 2, but then even later on in the chapter, it tells you about it, how it is. Salaki. This is Revelation 17, right? Because America is Babylon the Great, but where is it? Okay, Revelation 17 and 8. It says, "The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit." Right? And the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay. And it says, "The beast that thou sawest was and is not." All right. Bear with just 1 second, real quick, Salaki. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. Revelation 17, starting in verse 8. It says, "The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit." And since the bottomless pit is Europe, right? You got Great Britain in Europe, but what came out of Great Britain? America, right? It says, "And go into perdition," destruction, right? It says, "And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is." Okay. Um, Verse 9, it says, "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth." Okay. And the 7 heads, Um, and it's like the mountains represent governments. Okay, the mountains represent governments, man. All right, you got these governments. You pretty much got these G7 summit meetings. You know, and what is a summit? A summit is the top part of a mountain, the highest point in the mountain. Okay, you see, but verse 10 it says, "And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is." Right, and I believe the 7 heads. So like I'm wrong, is the Spanish, the French, the British, the Greeks, the Spanish, French, the British. Um, that's 4. I'm missing one more. It's like the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, the British. Right. You got Salaki. My brain is messing up right now. Salaki. Wow. See, but after that, the Greeks, Spanish, French, British. You got Germanian Major, Germanian Minor. That's 6. And then there's one more, Salakia. Okay, it's it's one more, man. All right, I don't want to get it wrong. All right, but however, it says that one is, but because at the time, the Roman Empire. Okay, so you got the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, Germanian, the British, Germanian Major, and Germanian Minor. Okay, so it says there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is. Because at the time, um, when the Apostle John was writing this, the Roman Empire was in power, right? It says, and the other is not yet come, talking about the British Empire. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space, right? He must continue a short space. Because well, let me read verse 11. It says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, right? And it's of the 7. You know, America came out of Great Britain. It says, and goeth into perdition. And perdition means destruction. Okay? And how is it going to be destroyed? By nuclear fire. All right, America's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, man. Okay? Slacking for the background noises and everything. But let me jump down. All right. So then it mentions the 10 horns, right? Which the 10 horns represent the European Union, all right, which is short for the EU. All right. Somebody might say, well, the 10 horns, they have, or it's like the EU, it has multiple nations in it. So how is the EU? It's like somebody would say that there's more than 10 nations or countries in it, right? So somebody would say, well, how is the EU the 10 horns? Because initially the EU started out with 10 nations. Okay, so that's how. All right, initially it had 10. All right, it even goes back to the before it was the EU. One of the names it was called before was the 10 common markets. Right, but let me read this verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." Now the whore is America. Okay, this is the great whore that's being talked about in this chapter. Because it shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Here we go now in the book of Revelation, where it talks about burning, this country with fire. Okay, in Daniel 7, it also mentioned about burning with fire. Okay, and even in Revelation 18, it mentions about burning with fire. So we're living in this time where this country is in rulership. Okay, So this place is about to fall. And then real quick, let me get this. It's in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, the very last two verses. It says this. America's destruction. Well, the last verse, lock it. Isaiah 13 and 22. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in the desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. Here's the point. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So America's time of judgment is near. You see? America's time of judgment is near. So for someone to say that it lasts, it's going to last, it could possibly last, 1,000 years. Because the thing is, America, look, man, America's falling as a country. It's falling. Okay. If it was to last 1,000 years, I guarantee you, America would not be the top leading nation in the world. Okay. You know, if 1,000 years of life as we know it had continued, I guarantee you, America would not be the leading nation of the world. Okay. That's just my guess. All right. But Salakia, bear me. I just lost my train of thought, man. Man. But pretty much, um, if life went on as we know it, all right, America would not be you know, the top leading country and everything, right? Because it's the scriptures talk about this place specifically being destroyed, and this place, you know, um, really just it really talks about the scriptures really talk about America in the end, okay? Really just being here and being destroyed, man. Okay. So we're in a time, right? Hold on. Bear with me just 1 second, real quick. Salaki. All right. Salakia. All right. But I lost my train of thought. I had to, you know, Salakia, man. All right, but basically, America is that prophesied country, all right, that is going to be destroyed upon the Lord's return. Okay. And we're in the last days, all right. Well, this country is certain prophecies, all right, that pretty much would happen regarding this country around the time of the Lord's return. All right. You know, and we're seeing prophecy unfold, man. Now you got America out there in the Middle East. Okay. Biden has sent troops out there last year. All right. I believe it was last year. Okay, but America is that country, all right, that's going to be destroyed in the last days, man. Okay, that's going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. All right, and when that day happens, Yahweh Shai will be here. Okay, so this place doesn't have, and in the scriptures we just read in Isaiah 13 that it doesn't. It's America's days ain't going to be prolonged. 1,000 years of this place, that's prolonged. Okay, in an empire's average lifespan is around like 200 and I say 50 year mark. Okay, 250-year mark, and America has been around just that long. Well, about just that long. Let me say. Okay, I don't know if it might be past it. It might be a little over it or a little under it, if not exactly. Okay, but nevertheless, it's around that time period. Okay, and this place is falling. Look at the news. Look at the way this country is going. This place is gonna fall. All right. Now, let me get this. Let me share the screen back again. Oh, sorry. Yep. This is Second Ezra 9. All right. Here's the thing. Second Ezra chapter 9, starting in verse 1. So he answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself. That's the thing. You got to look at the times in the world right now, right? And measure it with the scriptures. You got to gauge it with the scriptures. Let me get that definition. Gauge. Gauge. It says, estimate or determine the magnitude, amount, or volume of. All right. It says an instrument or device for measuring the magnitude, amount, or content of something, typically with a visual display of such information. All right. So you have to, and what do you gauge the times we're living in with? The scriptures. You match the scriptures up with the times we live in. Okay. You're supposed to do that. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I told you before. So when you see the prophecy start to happen, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see? And we're living in that time now. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We just had some major earthquakes recently, man. And there's uproars and protests of the people in the world. Okay. We look, these things are happening. So this place doesn't have another 1,000 years. Okay. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? So the point was, right, that when you see the prophecies happening, it's basically the time the Lord's about to, punish, so he's about to send judgment forth, pretty much. Okay? And also send his son back. Right? And then it says, it gives you a sign to look for, right here, earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. All right. So we live in this last empire before Yahweh Shai returns. We're living in it. Okay. Daniel 7 described how the little horn, pretty much Daniel 7 talked about the little horn and then its body being given to the burning flame. The little horn is America. We're living in the little horn. Okay. We're living in the time period that the little horn is in power. All right. But it's falling. Okay. And in Obadiah, it talks about how, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. All right. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Yeah. And Esau actually tried to, you know, go to the moon, but he didn't. All right, but the thing is, the time period he did that, right? Let me get it. When was the moon? It says the first moon landing attempt was on July 20th, 1969. And if you know the prophecies, right, 1969, you know, is the year Jake started waking up to the fact that we're the Israelites. Okay, that's when it was being preached, started being preached. All right. So, but this is the time, they attempted to go up there. But ever since then, America has just been on decline. That's why the Lord said, thence will I bring thee down. See? So ever since then, America is going down, man. So how does this place have another 1,000 years? Right? Thence will I bring thee down. All right. On top of that, Yahweh Shai gave us signs to look out for. Okay. Look at the top subtitle, signs of Hamashiach's return. Matthew 24, I'm going to start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, or I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And you got a lot of self-proclaimed messiahs out there, okay? You got a lot of self-proclaimed people that claim to be the Messiah. So this is another sign, right? Verse 6, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And have we not? You remember when the Ukraine and Russia rumor of war was going on, etc. We hear wars, rumors of wars. You hear of wars going on. You hear of rumors of wars. It says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Okay? And we've seen these things. We've seen famines, pestilences, earthquakes in different places around the world. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay? Let me jump down. Matthew 24 and 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations." All right, so this truth, this doctrine, GMS, will be preached all over the world. And how? Via the internet. Case in point right here, you're watching this video online, right? So this truth would be preached all over around the world. All right? It says, "And then shall the end come." And the thing is, man, look, you can see that this truth is, you got brothers waking up in different countries, man, around the world. This truth has definitely gotten around the world. Okay? So, yeah, we're pretty much at the end. Okay? Al-Azhar said, he believes that we're living in the last days, but what about the end? Okay? The last of the last days. That's what we in. We're in the last of the last days. Okay? So so Yahweh Shai is about to come back soon, man. All right? It's not going to take 1,000 years, man. Okay? 1,000 years of this devil being in power. Look, this man has an agenda that he's trying to hurry up and push. He's trying to achieve his NWO. Okay? And in 1,000 years of life going on as we know it, oh yeah, he would have been achieved it. But what does the scripture say? This is the book of Job, chapter 20. And verse 23. It says, "When he is about to fill his belly." So when this devil is, about to fully, establish his NWO, it says, "Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him." So pretty much when he's about to fulfill it, Yahweh Shai gonna come back and smash this devil and take him out. It says, "And shall rain it upon him while he's eating." So he's gonna be having, he's gonna be setting up his smart cities. He's gonna be having people getting chipped up. But in the midst of that, Yahweh Shai is gonna come back and take over. Okay? And the thing is, look at the times. Measure the time diligently in itself. So you could see that, you know, you could see that we're at the end where the, you know, where Yahweh Shai is coming back in our lifetime. Okay? People gonna see him when he comes back. We're gonna see him when he comes back, man. Okay? You know? So we're living in this time, and the so-called white man, once again, he's trying to fulfill his NWO. He's trying to get it up and running. Okay? And if life as we know it had lasted for 1,000 more years, he would have been achieved it, man. He would have done the desire of his heart. You know, he would have done the desire of his heart. But the Lord is not going to allow all of that. Okay. So this cuts that right there. All right. This devil is trying to achieve an NWO. You know, this scripture really cuts. I could end it right here. Okay. You know, which I might. All right. So we don't have another 1,000 years here, man. All right, let me get this. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Yeah, the vision, the prophecies, America being destroyed, the Quran, Yahweh Shah's return, all of that is for a set up time the Lord has, right? It says, "But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, though it feel like it's taking a bit long, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And you think, so you think, if it took 1,000 years more, that's tarrying, man. Okay? But it's about to go down. Okay? It's about to go down. And we see it, you know. But hey, if you want to follow that man and believe that he you know that this place can possibly go on for 1,000 more years, do you? You know, you should obviously see it's not. Even if you're not in the truth, people that are not in the truth understand that this place is about to collapse. They're talking about an EMP strike, all these things. Okay, so this place is about to fall, right? So if you want to believe Al-Azhar, you know, whoever out there wants to believe him, then do that, man. That's you. Okay, it's not going to change prophecy though. You know, you're just going to be following a false prophet, right? To your own destruction. But that's you. So, you know, Lord willing, lesson was edifying. Okay, we don't have 1,000 years here, man, left here. This place does not have 1,000 years left. All right, this devil is going down fast, man. Scriptures say how, um, you know, pretty much the devil is going down as lightning. It goes roughly paraphrasing. I beheld Satan fall as lightning. You know, lightning from heaven or something like that. All right, talking about the so-called white man, how fast he's falling. Okay, so that's it, man. Lord willing, it was edifying, giving all praises, honor, and glory to whom rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, never well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the elect.